This exercise is deadlifts. We're using our Olympic AAFB bar with Olympic weights. We have the handles in position 3 angled in, but there's many variations you can use for the handles for this exercise. We want to stand with our feet hip distance apart, but there's a couple variances with this exercise that you can play with. You can keep your toes straight ahead, or you can turn your toes out in a sumo stance. For this one, I'm going to keep my toes straight ahead. Fold forward at the hips, keeping the knees soft, and pick the bar up. Stand upright, contracting through your hamstrings, glutes, and your core. Make sure you exhale on exertion. You want to complete 8 to 12 repetitions of this exercise. The last 2 or 3 should be difficult. This exercise is good mornings. The handle position is going to be in position 4 with the handles angled out. A lot of the position handles are just based on your preference and comfort. Stand up and place the bar gently on your shoulders. You want to bring your feet about hip distance apart and pigeon your toes in. Now, pulling your core tightly, hinge forward at your hips and stand all the way up. So you can bring this full extension all the way down to 90 degrees. This exercise works your core, your hamstrings, and your glutes. Complete 8 to 12 repetitions, depending on your workout. And keep your knees soft throughout each rep. Calf raises. For this exercise, you want to rest the bar comfortably on your shoulders. Find a location where you can elevate your toes, whether it be a step or maybe a 2x4. Simply stand on your toes and lower your heels down and come all the way up onto your tiptoes. Alternating lunges. I have the handles set in position 4, angled out. You want to take the bar over your head and rest it on your shoulders. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the exercise. Now, alternating sides, step forward, bending both knees to 90 degrees and back. Change sides, being conscious that you push into the front heel to activate those hamstrings and glutes through each repetition of the exercise. If you have trouble with balance, remember to keep your stomach tight and pulled in. This exercise is hammer curls. There's a couple variations that you have to choose from with this exercise. You're reminded that with the AAFB, it's totally comfort and preference as to where you position the handles. I have the handles in position 2 for this exercise, and for hammer curls, they do need to be straight up. The first variation is to keep your thumbs up. Stand with your feet hip distance apart, and then keeping your shoulder to your elbow locked into your sides, hinge at your elbow, and bring the bar all the way up. For our second variation, we're simply going to put our thumbs down on the handle and go through the same movement of the exercise. This exercise is the forward squat. The handles are in position number 4 in the angled out position. You want to bring the bar up over your head and rest gently onto your shoulders, keeping the handles horizontal with the ground. Feet should be hip distance apart, toes pointed straight ahead. Squat down with your knees and hips to 90 degrees and stand all the way up. Keeping your spine in alignment and your gaze directly forward. Exhaling on exertion. Complete 8 to 12 repetitions. This exercise is lat pulls. We're going to show 2 variations of this exercise, reminding you that handle position is preference with the AAFB. So I have it set up in position 3 with the handles angled in. I'm going to bend my knees to about 45 degrees and then hinge forward at my hips to 90. Keeping my gaze about 1.5 to 2 feet in front, I'm going to let my elbows splay out and row the bar down and then just below my pectoral muscles. For the second variation, we're going to put the handles straight, and now save movement, only we're going to pull our elbows in, rowing the bar just to the bottom of our chest and above our navel. Now I'm going to show you a couple of variations of bicep curls. For the first variation, I have the handles set up in position 2 with them angled in. You want to grab the handles with your thumbs down, stand up, keeping your shoulders to your elbows, locked into your sides, curl the bar all the way up. For the second variation, we're going to put the handles in position 3 and angle them out. You can see how easy it is to move the handles from one position to another. And we're going to keep our thumbs up for this variation. Curling the bar all the way up, again keeping our shoulder to an elbow locked into our sides. Squat rows. The handles are set up in position 2, straight up. You want to stand with your feet hip distance apart and put the heel of your hand towards the red buttons. Come down into a squat position with your knees and hips at 90 degrees, rowing the bar out at a 45-degree angle, about 2 feet in front of you. Pull the bar in towards your waistline, keeping your elbows pulled into your sides. This exercise is bent rows. It's set up like lat rows, only a little higher in the muscle development of your back, and we're going to keep our palms up instead of down. So set up with the bar in position 3 angled out. Knees come to 45 degrees, hips at 90, palms are up, row the bar just below your pectoral muscles, keeping your gaze about 1.5 to 2 feet in front of you, and taking the bar out at a straight 45-degree angle. Hack squats. For this exercise, I have the handles set up in position 4 straight. You'll need to step in front of the bar with it behind you. Keep your feet hip distance apart, squat down, pick up the bar with your thumbs toward the red buttons. Now, squat down, looking straight ahead, and stand all the way up. You want to come down until your knees are at 90 degrees. Be conscious and aware that you're keeping your core tight and you're pushing through your heels as you stand up each repetition. this exercise is the overhead shoulder press. You can do this exercise seated or standing. Today I will demonstrate it in the standing position. I have the handles in position 2, straight. I'm going to bring the bar to my clavicle and push straight up overhead. Making sure that I'm in full control as I lower the bar down and fully extend the bar all the way overhead. And now we're going to do seated tricep extensions. You've already seen them in the standing position, but we also want to demonstrate them for you using our bench in a seated position. I have my handles in position 2, straight. I'm going to bring the bar all the way up overhead with my upper arms alongside my ears. Lowering the bar down with my elbows to 90 degrees behind my head, and then fully extending all the way up. For the next two exercises, we're going to be demonstrating decline bench press and incline bench press. For these exercises, we would like to remind you to utilize a spotter or a rack for your safety. Because of that, we will not be using any weight on the All-American Fitness bar to demonstrate these exercises to you. For the decline bench press, you want to hold the bar parallel to your chest. With your elbows out, extend the bar all the way up overhead and lower down. Be conscious that you don't let the bar shift back over your shoulders and compromise those deltoid muscles. For the incline bench press, you want to hold the bar with it parallel to your chest, fully extending the bar all the way up overhead and lower down by bending your elbows. You can vary this exercise and isolation of muscles by letting your elbows splay out or pulling your elbows in, depending on the handle position that you choose. Standing tricep extensions. For this exercise, I have the handles in position 1, straight. You want to stand with the bar overhead and stagger your stance. For this exercise, you want to extend the bar all the way up overhead with your upper arms alongside your ears. Now, lower the bar down behind your head, bending the elbows to 90 degrees, and then fully extending all the way up overhead. By keeping your arms alongside your ears, this isolates your tricep muscles. Keep your elbows pulled in and refrain from letting them splay out to the sides. The next exercise will utilize our shoulder muscles and upper back. We're going to do supine pullovers using our bench. We have no weight on the bar since we are not using a spotter or a stand. We recommend that you do so. The bar weighs 15 pounds. We have the handles in position 3, angled out. For supine pullovers, we'll be bringing the bar directly overhead with our wrist above our shoulders. You can put your feet on the bench if you're more comfortable and you're able to push the lower part of your back into the bench. Bring the bar back overhead, bringing your upper arms alongside your ears, and pulling the bar directly overhead. Engaging through your trapezius and your deltoids, and your pectorals are assisting in this exercise. And now we're going to demonstrate a couple variations of wrist curls. You can do this exercise either seated or standing. For the first variation, we're going to be in the seated position with our palms down. We have the bar in position 1 angled out. Simply move the bar up, extending your wrist up and lowering down. Keep from your shoulder to your elbow locked into your sides, and do anywhere from 8 to 12 repetitions. For the next variation of wrist curls, we're going to utilize the standing position. Bending your elbow at 90 degrees, holding the bar, palms up. We have it in the second position angled in. Simply lower your hands down and fully extend your wrist all the way up. The next exercise will focus on your tricep muscles. We're going to be doing the AAFB nose breakers utilizing our bench. We would like to remind you that for performing these exercises, you need to use a stand or a spotter. And due to that, there is no weight on the bar today since we're just demonstrating the exercise. We're just utilizing the weight of the bar itself, which is 15 pounds. For supine nose breakers, I have the handles in position 2, straight. I'm going to bring the bar fully extended overhead, bending my elbows at 90 degrees and bringing the bar to the bridge of my nose. I want to make sure that my wrists stay right above my shoulders and I don't hinge at the shoulder. You can put your feet wherever you're comfortable in this exercise and your spine stays neutral. So whether that be on the bench or feet on the ground. Moving on to shoulders, this exercise is zip-ups. I have the bar in position 2 with the handles angled in. I'm going to stand with my feet hip distance apart and grab the handles with my thumbs on the red buttons. Now, keeping my elbows out and high, I'm going to zip the bar all the way up to my clavicle, bringing my hands up to my shoulders and coming straight down in one line. Continuing with shoulder muscles, the next exercise is shrugs. I have the handles in position 4, straight. It's totally preference if you would like to angle the handles out. Step in front of the bar and then grab the bar with your palms facing in. Simply bring your shoulders up towards your ears and lower the bar down, trying to refrain from bending your elbows through each repetition of this exercise.